What is going on, guys? This is your boy, the MC Tam on the review side, Tan Tiger 01, Deep and Gold Dragon. Make sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter, Tan Tiger 01. Follow me on Instagram as well. Follow me on Twitter, on Twitch at MC Tam1. I'm here to give you my thoughts on the reveal trailers of two games specifically. Yeah, I saw Assassin's Creed. I'm not gonna get it. I saw Hideo Kojima's new project. I'm not gonna get it. I did not like Metal Gear 5, and the less said about Metal Gear Survive, the better. Okay, in fact, I think Hideo Kojima should retire. I think he been in the business way too long. Um, but that's just me. I'll still give him a chance with that. What's that? Death Strangled or whatever that the game is called. I'm not gonna get it. Like at least not on face value. Red Dead Redemption did not see any trailers in that unless I missed it. Kingdom Hearts, I'm not going to get it. I played a little bit of the Kingdom Hearts a while ago. Did not like it. Did not like it. What else you had? You had some Indian pirate game, some pirate games set in the Indian Ocean or something like that. I'm not gonna get that either. And you have um a sequel of some Tom Clancy game. Tom Clancy games are usually pretty good. It's not Splinter Cell. I can't quite remember the name on the top of my head, but yeah, it looks alright, but it's mostly like online campaign. So I'm a solo campaign guy, so I'm not gonna get it. Okay, the two games I'm gonna talk about first is the remake of Resident Evil 2. The trailer looked good. We didn't see too much gameplay. We just saw mostly cutscenes and Leon, I believe, just walking around. Then you had that dude who sort of if you play the classic Resident Evil, when you walk into the police station and you walk into that back room, that staff room, that guy who's on the floor gives you the key card. I forgot his name, but yeah, we saw him. I think that was him because he's the one who tell you like if you find any one of them, you know, uniform or not, you don't hesitate. So I think it's alluding to like how he got bit, which I think was actually pretty good because we never really found out how he got bit. Then you saw Sherry, Sherry Birkins. Okay, Sherry, I think so. You saw some clips of Annette Birkin, Sherry's mother, and William Birkin, Sherry's father. We also got Sherry Birkins looking at you from a railing, from beyond a railing, and it seemed to be like a balcony type railing or something that you need to take a flight of stairs up to. And she's asking Claire's help, which brings me to good lord, what did they do to Claire Redfield's face? What did they do to her face? She used to look so much more charming than this. And if I'm not mistaken, in the game, isn't she like seven? No, like 19 or something? Because Resident Evil Code Veronica took place 3 months, if I remember the chronological order right. Sorry, Resident Evil Code Veronica took place 3 months after Resident Evil 2. She was 19, So the minimum age she could be. No, I did not check out her profile. The minimum age she could be was. I mean, like recently, I didn't check her birthday and her blood type and her, whatever. But yeah, so hypothetically, she could be only 18 before Resident Evil. No, by the time Resident Evil 2 was happening. So why does she look like 29, 30 years old? Especially with like no cheeks and a gigantic mouth. It's like a super slack jaw mouth. Okay. Other than that, the game has a release date of January, I believe January 26th or something like that, like late January 2019. So, am I gonna buy this game straight up? No. I need to see more of the gameplay footage. Yeah, you got some enemy reveals as well, so that was good. But the game looks promising. Let's just put it that way. The game definitely looks promising. Okay, then we get to the second game. The second game, part two of the most overrated game, perhaps of all time, The Last of Us. If you don't realize why The Last of Us is so overrated in this channel, go look at the videos where I break down specifically why The Last of Us is so overrated. Specifically. Okay. Few months ago, if I'm not mistaken, you got that one trailer where like Ellie's trying to play guitar and trying to crappily sing a song, and Joel walks in with and yeah, I saw the analysis as well. I saw the analysis videos of that as well, of the trailer as well. Joel walks in with clean cut clothes, and Ellie got like dirt all over her face, dirt all over her hands, you know, um, torn jeans and whatnot. I'm like, okay, okay, and she said she's going to find and kill every last one of them when Joel asks, like, are you really gonna go through with this? Okay, we got that trailer then. What do we get now? A church tent, lights hanging all around, music playing, Ellie supposedly drinking, because I don't know, I didn't go into that much detail, whether Ellie's going to be, extremely older or not. If she is, well, 5 years of inactivity and they did not do anything? 5 years of inactivity and they did not have any type of development? This does not continue on from the first game storyline. Technology does not take a hit when you have when cordyceps breaks out. If they show technology taking a hit, that was a mistake on Naughty Dog's part. So you don't have to roll with the mistake. It's not like Fallout. It's not like Fallout where technology does take a hit. Because you have utter annihilation. Okay. And besides, it's been a while since cordyceps hit anyway. So what do you get? You get a church tent with all lights, all power. You get Ellie drinking and some dude with Ellie, and you get a girl who was supposedly this one guy's ex girlfriend. this guy's ex-girlfriend, and she takes uh, Ellie and starts dancing with her, and she's in this black dress, and she and Ellie sort of kiss. Ellie looks Ellie looks kind of surprised. Um, go go look at her facial reaction if you don't believe me. But still, yeah, well, not that surprised, but both of them, sort of participate in that moment, and saying like, the girls said they should be terrified of you. Now, my theory in that is Tommy's place. That has to be Tommy's place. Joel has, like, remember in the first game, I believe I pointed this out. It's not like Joel does not have anyone. Joel has an entire family. Well, except kids, except some, any of his descendants. Joel has an entire family, pretty much. Yeah, he has a brother. He has brother's wife and whatnot, and he has a lot of other healthy people over there. Guys and girls. Could easily go back. Okay, so my only theory is this is taking part. This is taking place over there, and then we get to some gameplay trailer where it pretty much looks the same. You can hide better apparently and whatnot. You get a more, let's just put it this way, you get a more violent Ellie, which I think is the only thing that was consistent from the first trailer. That Ellie has become more violent, which I don't have a problem with. Although I relate more to badasses like Joel, but yeah, Ellie still acts like the thing, like a 14-year-old. Does not act like a 19-year-old. That acts and moves like a 14, kind of like a young, skeptical teenager, if you will. Um, but I mean, not that much, but yeah, you could still see, elements of that. But still, and one of the biggest things is the height. Ellie's 14 years old. Shouldn't she have grown quite taller? And instead of taking those babe instead of taking those baby steps you know you know all over the trailer. I'm sorry, because I'm sorry. I used to do martial arts at least for a year. Before they told me that I'm just way too blind to get an orange belt. So, and I used to do sports as well. So like foot movement, details like foot movement and body posture. I, a lot of times I pay a lot of details to these things. But anyways, that's the only thing we got that's consistent. What was the strong point of Last of Us again? Supposedly strong point. It was not the gameplay. I'm sorry, the gameplay is a very blatant ripoff of Splinter Cell. It was the supposed storytelling between a father and a daughter. We got no elements of the storytelling. No elements of a compelling storytelling in this trailer. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I am not pre-ordering this game. I was ready, all ready and set to pre-order The Last of Us Part 2. Because like I said, even though I say The Last of Us Part 1 is one of the, is the most overrated game of all time, it is still a good game. It's just not worthy of 200 plus Game of the Year awards and all that. It's not worthy of that. That's why I call it the most overrated game of all time. But The Last of Us 2 They did not announce a release date, but still, I am not pre-ordering this game. I'm gonna wait until I see proper story and get and proper gameplay footage. Because if you're gonna if you're gonna remove Joel from the game, and I'm a bigger fan of Joel than I'm of Ellie. I might give it a chance, but when you have a character from the first game that that you like playing as, you remove him from the second game. You're not giving me too much of a reason, Naughty Dog, to actually pre-order this game. And yeah, in that church, in that church tent dancing crap that you saw, where was the sense of a post-apocalyptic world? In fact, in all this, wasn't that the same clothes that Ellie was wearing? So they could afford all those lights and whatnot, but they could not afford to stitch up some new clothes for Ellie. All right. Huh. Okay. So once again, if anything, I would have made the game even look much darker than what they did with the second trailer. But no, they didn't do that. Which was very disappointing to me. I'm like, we did not see any sort of infected enemy. We saw human enemies. I'm like, where are your bloated ones, and where are um your clickers, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. Where are your blind clickers and your bloated clickers and your other modified clickers and your your semi-transformed humans who are just overwhelmed with rage to kill anything? Where are they? Hmm. So, like I said, there was no, because that was also something that actually was one of the supposed driving points of the story of the first one, that it's a desolate world, and and Joel, and in this desolate world where people are dying, Joel finally meets one girl in Ellie who could be who Joel sees as a daughter. And since Ellie is immune to cordyceps, that gives Joel all the more reason to actually emotionally invest in someone like Ellie, who Joel knows that cannot get infected. So where was that desolate scene? Was not here. You had an abandoned store. I'm like, after all this time, you would have thought that these abandoned stores and whatnot would have been repurposed. It's not like anybody else needs all those books and bottles and glass and and glasses and plastic paraphernalia and whatnot. See, this is like this is why I can relate to a Fallout. I can't relate to I can't relate to this thing, this Last of Us, because on so many levels it makes no sense. Anyways, those are the two games that I mainly wanted to cover. Mostly The Last of Us Part Two. It might be a C. It might be once again and even more the most overrated of us. Hopefully not, but fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. And yeah, just before we go, there are a lot of speculation and things out there that Ellie might be a lesbian. I have a better theory. I think Ellie might be bi. Because there's a rumor out there that the reason Ellie is so mad is because an older Ellie, she's pregnant, and once the baby was delivered, the Fireflies kidnapped her baby, and then she's gonna kill all the Fireflies just to get her baby back and whatnot. So if you're gonna go with that theory, and given what we've seen in this trailer, if I'm not mistaken, this trailer wasn't it that guy's ex-girlfriend that came and kissed him? The guy kissed Ellie. If that's so, then I would say at least that girl is bi. So like Ellie might be bi as well. So, anyways, those are all my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about all the trailers, especially the Resident Evil 2 remake and The Last of Us 2 in the comment section below. This is Tim on the side, the Bengal Dragon signing out. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, and the bell notification button.